Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Chaos Wolf here, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. And it's that time again, it's ship review time. Now, this time I'm going to be getting my first impressions of the Python. Now, this is a ship that I have been looking forward to getting for quite some while now. But this is the first time I have actually gotten my hands anywhere even near this legend of a ship. But it's now not without its share of controversy. Ever since in 1.1 this ship was nerfed to some degree. Basically what happened is Frontier decided that this ship was too good for what it was, and what they did is they reduced its top speed, its shield strength, and its maneuverability by a small amount. Basically, they reduced all these stats by anything up to a third. But this ship is still a very highly respected and feared entity in in the galaxy. And looking at it, you can imagine why. It looks dangerous. It's sleek, and it looks nice. It looks like it would it looks like it would be able to win a turning fight. It does look like a dangerous ship. But anyway, let's have a look at the stats as usual and see what it says on paper for this ship. Now, where are we? Python. There we are, Python. Now, we have a top speed of 230 meters a second. Now, that is 10 meters a second faster than the stock ship in the game, the Sidewinder, but this, as always, is with just the stock ship. Its boost speed is fairly underwhelming as well now. It is 280 meters a second. Even the Federal dropship has a boost speed of 300, I believe. But the maneuverability is the surprising factor in this ship. It is pretty much the exact same maneuverability characteristics as a Cobra or a Viper, or even possibly an Asp. I don't quite remember that one. But looking at its shield stats are good, but they're not amazing. Armor stats, again, they are fairly good. I believe I don't remember the specific stats of the other ships that I have actually reviewed thus far. Maybe I need to look into doing that a bit more. But we'll always go and check another time. But hull mass, it is 350 tons. So it's a fairly large ship. And so basically it's roughly the same size as the Federal dropship. Now, as to the hard points, we have 4 utility mounts, so that's getting pretty standard on around about this size and class of ship. There are very few that have more than this. The Fer-de-Lance is the only one that I know that has more. There may be others, but don't quote me on this. Now, as to weapon points, it has 2 medium hard points and 3 large hard points. So this ship is very, very well armed. Now, I'm curious as to how we're going to end up actually basically equipping out these hard points. But let's now go and have a look over in the outfitting department, and we'll have a look at the placement of the hard points, and then we will have a look at the internal compartments as usual. Right, first of all, we have the two of the 3 large hard points, which are situated on the top of the hull. The third one is actually mounted underneath and to the rear of the cockpit. Now, the 2 medium hard points are also mounted on the upper hull, but they are mounted forward of the upper large hard points. And you've got the 2 utility mounts on the top and 2 on the bottom. Now, let's have a look at the internal compartments, and we have the standard sweep of everything else. But this is where things get a bit interesting. As soon as we get to the optional compartments, there are quite a few. We have 3 Class 6 internal compartments. So this is going to be one hell of a lot of storage space if you want to use this as a trading ship. We also have 2 Class 5 internal compartments, 1 Class 4, 2 Class 3 and a Class 2. So this ship does end up getting a lot of internal spaces, and it can quite easily be used as a trading ship. It's not going to be a long-range trading ship, but it'll get the job done. But let's have a quick look as well at how much how much you'll be able to expect to spend on this ship after market. So let's have a look. Military grade composites, as the standard, 51,200,000 credits. So that is not going to be cheap. Let's go and have a look back, and let's have a look at the power plant. And price descending. Here we go. So the best power plant you can get is again going to cost you 51,200,000. So again, this is definitely not going to be a cheap ship to fully equip. Thrusters, 16.1 million. Well, 16.2 as near as makes a difference. Frame shift drive, let's have a look at this. A5, taking us up to a standard-ish 17.6 light year jump range. Life support, doesn't really matter. Power distributor, let's have a look there. A7, nearly just shy of 10 million, all but the kicking and screaming. What else? So power distributor, sensors, the rest of it we don't really care about. So, what we are going to do now is we're going to have a look at the hard points, and I'm going to try and work out how I am going to play this ship for now. I do have a friend with this ship, Commander Embryo, and he basically runs it with just nothing but lasers, so I think that's what we're going to do. What we're going to be looking for now is class descending, so we can start off with basically the larger class of weapons. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to basically fill this out with a full spread of pulse lasers. Where are we? There we go, pulse laser there. Let me just double check. Yeah, I thought I did that. Not going to be going for the fixed pulse lasers because we've seen how good my accuracy is with with fixed weapons. So we're not going to do that. But anyway, after I have basically equipped all the lasers, we're going to go out. We're going to go do some. We're going to go and do some acceleration, deceleration, and maneuverability testing, and then we are going to go and have a look at basically at some combat. So I will finish setting this up, and I will see you in a minute. Alrighty, so on to the acceleration tests. And accelerating from standing still to full forward speed, the Python accelerates fairly quickly. Now let's have a look at actually slowing down. Now, as you can see here, as with all larger ships, it seems to take a lot longer to slow down than it does to speed up. And boosting. Yep, this ship reaches its maximum thrust speed very, very quickly from standing. And let's have a go at some boost turns. Let's see if we can do the same thing we did in the Federal dropship. Let's see if we can actually flip the ship around without turning off flight assist. No, we can't. This ship, regardless of how much abuse you put it through, maneuver-wise. You're never going to flip it around like you can with the Federal dropship. So, let's have a look at some combat. We have here a wanted Cobra. And you can see with just all medium and large pulse lasers that we can absolutely just rip ships apart. Now let's just see how quickly this thing dies. Oh, it's gone. It's already gone. And that was clean. And we got one more wanted. And it's gone already.
Target destroyed.
Now, unfortunately, that was pretty much all the combat I managed to find in this ship. But let's pretty much just quickly see how easy this thing is to dock. So I think I might be coming in a little bit quick. No, we're fine. Nice and gentle then.
Docking successful.
Like a glove. That was a bad impression, I apologise. Okay, so before I get to my first impressions of this ship, we're going to have a look around the cockpit, because naturally I forgot to do it earlier in the video. So let's have a look around. In our immediate area we have a nice little snug kind of pilot's enclosure, where all our instruments are around. We have a fairly nice, expansive windshield, and then looking over we see our co-pilot seat there. Emergency first aid kit, but it does look like the cockpit actually does. It's more of a bridge than a cockpit in this ship. It does appear that it extends back some fair way. We just can't see it. But it looks fairly nice. It looks practical, and the windshield gives us a good view for whilst we're out in combat. I mean, you saw that whilst I was out. Now, unfortunately, with the combat, in the time that I was allotted to this ship, I didn't manage to find as much combat as I would have liked. So sadly, that's going to have to suffice. But yeah. I like the feel of this ship so far. I've not played it pre 1.1 nerf, but everything I have seen with the stock ship seems like a good ship. It is maneuverable. It has a good punch to it. It can carry a lot of cargo. The main downside to it is its top speed, but I didn't notice a problem with that too much myself. I mean, yes, if the Cobras or Vipers or something want to get away from this ship, then yeah, they can. It's not going to be too hard to outrun this ship, but in a fight, this ship is maneuverable enough to hold its own against smaller, faster ships. Now, how the Vulture is going to affect this, I do not know, but I am curious to find out myself. But all in all, I do like this ship, and I will still be working towards one myself, but I think I may be putting that on hold in favour of the Vulture for now, until I get my fill of that ship. But yes, no, like I said, I do like this ship. It does seem like a ship I would recommend. If you are working towards it yourself, though, always do remember as always, the rebuy costs of any ships. But anyway, I hope this first impression of this ship has proven useful to you guys. And I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, please do consider hitting that like button. It really does help this channel out. And as always, to get updates for whenever I release new videos, please do hit that subscribe button. And remember, Commanders, keep flying and stay shiny.